Hi everybody, welcome back to Angel Readings with Natalie. I wanted to do a midweek check-in. Over the past couple of weeks I've been doing a couple of readings and my gifts have definitely gotten stronger for sure. I hope that you're all doing well, that if you are a reader or psychic or anything like that, that you're leaning into your gifts as well. My God, my angels, I'm open to receiving messages, and only from my God and my angels. I do not receive anything that is of anything less than. All right, so right off the hand, I want to say right off the rip, but got the Two of Wands upright and the Queen of Swords upright. So that's awesome. So coming up within the rest of this week and into the weekend, you might be discovering more personal power with the Two of Wands upright. Maybe some decisions need to be made, but you're going to be making them with well planning, and like the world is technically at your fingertips is what I'm hearing, especially with if you look at it, the world, he's literally holding the world in his hands. And really, if you are in this place of letting go and let God, and you're still putting in the work, of course. You're not just sitting around and being like, oh, well, I don't have to do anything now. That's not how it works. You still have to put in, your effort and your time. But, I don't know. The only thing I have to say is you just literally have an overall peace. But believe in your personal power with the Two of Wands, because you really do. Excuse me. Have personal power. You might be receiving, I feel like those are roses. You might be receiving some flowers and roses in particular, or those might mean something to you, so you might be seeing them around, but like red roses in particular. I've never seen that before in this card, so I'm very drawn to that. You're definitely in a clear-minded state with the Queen of Swords. You are sitting strong on your throne, holding, that sword. Coming from a clear perspective, definitely thinking more complex thoughts, making more complex decisions. But right now you're in a great state of mind right now. That's awesome. It's been a little while since I've kind of had like a nice reading. I have had a lot, because we're going into this retrograde right now. It really is about going within yourself and seeing yourself from all points of view, especially your shadow self, and really just, kind of being in hermit mode. I think it's a Five of Cups, mode where just really figuring out what you truly want within yourself, but also forgiving yourself for all the bad decisions and the mistakes that you've made, and healing yourself from all the trauma and what other people may have done to you, and really realizing, yes, people do they help out with getting where you are, especially if you're kind of in a negative mindset, but it doesn't seem like that this reading is that. But we all have free will. So you're where you're at because you're where you're at. You brought yourself there regardless, So taking accountability and responsibility right now. But I think you're able to do that, especially with that Queen of Wands, with a clear mind. I think you're very perceptive of those around you now. So continue to stay in that Queen of Swords energy and protect that, basically at all costs. Let's see, what else does the viewer need to know? What else does the viewer need to see? Oh, you got the Emperor. All right, so you're going into some leadership. Own your space in the world with confidence. So if you're communicating clear, you know who you are, you're confident in yourself, you believe in your personal power, You know, stay in that, because that's going to get you so far. Stay humble, of course, that Kendrick Lamar. Sit down, be humble. You know, make sure you do that. Make sure you look back and help those around you. Know that there is no competition. You helping those get where they need to be, and those to be successful around you, you will also be successful. Because everything happens for a reason. So, Temperance. Harmony, very nice. You're finding a balance and finding your meaning in life. The key to everything is moderation. So make sure that you're keeping that you're filling your cup up while you're filling others' cups up as well. You do have a new journey that's coming, which is great, like for me, because I was very drawn to this road that's leading to the sunlight. Or for me, it's almost like a portal of some sorts, because, or a time shift, I guess I should say. I think, are those lilies? Trying to think of what those, I think they're morning lilies. Those might be significant for you. The ones that they always, I was raised Christian, I'm not anymore. But the ones that they always put at the altar during Easter time, I think they're lilies, but I can't remember what. I think they're morning lilies. I don't know, but those might be significant for you for some reason, because I was drawn to those too. So if you could see those flowers, if you know what they look like, they almost look like orchids as well. So white orchids, though, might be significant, even though those flowers are yellow. They're telling me white orchids might be significant for you. That's very specific. I've never had that in reading. That type of flower, I mean. Oh yeah, the Ace of Swords is upright. But the Hierophant is, in reverse. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you're still having clarity. You still have a sharp mind. Like, see, here and here, you're holding your sword. You're standing strong. You're holding your sword, you know. And, you know, make sure that you're speaking truth, that you're coming from a good place, no matter what. Because karma is real, so what you put out in the universe, you will get back to you. Maybe you're being a little rebellious right now. Because kind of what they're showing me, though, the rebellion is not conforming. Like, everybody expected you to do this and be this way, and you were this one person, but they're still holding on to that one person, but you've changed, and you're going to be changing even more. And so you're kind of like rebelling against some people. You're kind of actually withdrawing from some people, and maybe feeling a little rejected because they won't let it go. And I think they keep thinking that you're going to revert back to your old self, and you're not. So, but make sure you speak your truth to those people, because they're either going to see you for who you really are, or they'll walk away. And that's okay if they walk away. You got the Queen of Pentacles upright. And you have the Ten of Cups. You have it in reverse, though. Okay, let's see what's going on with that. You are a generous person, but make sure that you're keeping it in moderation. You know, keeping things in balance, work-life balance. Right now would be a good time to focus on your home and family. And maybe that's what, so those came out together. So the Queen of Pentacles, like the card literally says, focus on your home, family, and prosperity. And then when you look at the Ten of Cups reversed, it says broken family. Arguments, disputes, shattered dreams. So if you are having some issues with your family, really try and focus on that this week, and especially this weekend. Take some time out to be in, and you know what? And that's also why the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles came out, because the Emperor, it means fatherhood. as well. It can be, but with it coming out with the 10 of Cups in reverse is definitely the message. So the Emperor is fatherhood, and then you also the Queen of Pentacles for being motherly. So I think you have worked so hard in your career that you kind of lost balance a little bit. Let me get the cards real quick. But you kind of lost, you lost that work-life balance and keeping things in moderation when it comes to how hard you're working. You know, there is such thing as a workaholic, you know. So I think now it's time. You're where you need to be. You are in your Emperor energy. So you are leading. You know, you have that authority. You're in your Queen of Swords energy. You're in your Queen of Pentacles energy where you're clear-minded, you have clarity, you're making good decisions, you're being very perceptive, but it's time to kind of step back a little bit from that and let's do a work-life balance, okay? And really be with your family. If you don't have kids, that's fine. It might be a relationship thing because it could be with your nieces or nephews or your sisters or your brothers or, you know, whatever you see family as, because there is no quote unquote family definition, right? It is what you make your family to be. That's what you need to be focused on right now and strengthen those. I have never had a family message. This is cool. This is interesting. But it is definitely time to focus on more on your family matters and less on work matters, because you are where you need to be right for the moment. You're where you need to be. I knew I saw a card. Yeah, because your Four of Wands is also upside down or reverse, I should say. So home conflicts. They just confirmed that 3 different times. 3 different confirmations for being that there's some stuff going at home. Maybe you feel like you have a lack of support. That needs to be talked about and confronted, but you can do that with a clear mind, though, and start making better decisions when it comes to your home life. And just, you know, finding harmony, finding that middle path, which is what Temperance is about as well. It is going to be a little bit of a transition, and it will take some time, just like anything else does, but it will be worth it in the end. That way you can like kind of get those arguments and disputes that are going on to stop in a way. You know, there shouldn't be, yes, we have disagreements in the home, of course. No one is perfect. Balancing everything out really is hard, but that's also why this period of time is about you going within yourself as well and knowing yourself so you can become emotionally mature. And if you can do that, then you will be able to have those hard conversations with your partner or whomever it may be about the lack of support and about the transition that needs to happen, about the moderation and the harmony that needs to happen within the home. Okay, so yeah, the Death card kind of flipped over with the whole stack. I see the Death card as ego death. So maybe there is a little bit of that. Maybe there might be a little bit of control issues. Of somebody maybe always feeling one-sided in the relationship and in the home. So it's just all about balance and having those hard conversations. And if your partner or you are not able to give one another that safe space, you're gonna have to figure that out. You have to be each other's safe space, especially if you do have kids. Because a good bit of the viewers, y'all do have kids, and they're seeing that. They're seeing everything. No, we're not perfect. You know, we all make mistakes, horrible decisions. It happens. But what we do with it and how we learn from it, that is really what teaches our kids. Yes, you can't sit here and teach your kids and teach people, even people around you, not even kids, even your partner. Your decisions that you make and how you come out of it, what you learn from it, is also teaching your partner. It's teaching people around you. So just, you know, try and come from a different place and a different perspective, which is the Queen of Swords. And you are able to do that. So try and stay in that. Keep learning about yourself. They just showed me the Hierophant that's in reverse for you about false knowledge. So I think you, oh, my battery is dying. I think you know something, but it isn't true, but it's hurtful. And you don't want to have the conversation because you don't want to face it. But the thing is it's actually false. So have that conversation of whatever it is. I think somebody might think that somebody cheated based off of something that you read or saw, but I think it was actually taken out of context. I rarely say that. So that has to be true for someone here. My readings are timeless. So at some point this will reach someone, you know, so I really hope that helps. Have the conversation. If you can't have the tough conversations and be in a safe space with the person that you're with, or even family members, then you need to separate yourself from that. Because everybody has to have a safe space, and family should be a safe space. Oh, you got the Moon. Yep. You're scared to have that conversation, but you're living in, like there, you know, whatever it is, it's in your subconscious. So that false knowledge is in your subconscious. Oh, and then the Lovers. Yep. Confirmation. So it's definitely somebody here needs more harmony, needs in their relationship, needs more affection, needs to be focused on that relationship. It could be friendships, but for me, the Lovers is the Lovers. That's what it means. Friends are not lovers. So be open to fully receive what your partner is trying to tell you. Air signs are important in this reading, especially Geminis. And I'm a Gemini. So, but honestly, there's a lot of different, there's fire, there's air, there's earth. So it really is for everyone right now. That's way too many. Just be open and honest. That's the only thing that you can do. It really is. If you're coming from a loving, kind, caring place, then how somebody else perceives it and takes it, that's on them. Okay? If they're not emotionally mature, then they're going to blow up. They're going to throw it back in your face. They're going to point fingers. They're going to do the blame game. They might gaslight. They might try to manipulate the situation. If they are mature emotionally, then they'll be able to sit back. They might be quiet for a minute and take it in, but they're going to be able to see from a different perspective, from a clear mind, with clarity, with logic, and be able to really open and be able to tell you how they're feeling and what they're thinking, and see from your side, and hopefully you see from theirs. That is like the best outcome. I really hope that for everybody. So, but you do have choices to make. Because honestly, it's almost like a volcano ready to erupt. That's what I feel like. I've never really truly looked at these cards, but like to me, this looks like a volcano, and it's like at its peak, and it looks like it's almost like wants to erupt. But then you have your angels, like when they're saying, they're like basically like, hey, you know, hands up, surrender, and have that conversation. If it can't be had positively, what's a better word? In a healthy manner, that works. Thank you. You need to walk away. Maybe come back. But definitely choices and decisions have to be made.